This human experience is so interesting to me because I have this message to share inside of me, and I realize that I go through most of my life experiencing my world internally. So, my spirit connection, my creation, what I do is through my sensory organs. I don't see myself in that process. Like, I see some hair and I can see this, but I don't see what you see most of the time, except when I turn this camera on and do this thing or look in a mirror or whatever. And so it's like really fascinating to me because I have this beautiful thing to share and nobody else has any idea what's happening inside of me. And so I go to share it, but the very first thing that happens when I interact with somebody else is I'm being perceived based on my visual appearance. That in some ways I'm fortunate because my message, which can be a bit striking at times, it sneaks in there because I look innocent and nice and people are like, oh, she's really sweet and pretty and I wanna whatever, and then I drop the message. And so I think about, like, in this lifetime, if I looked another way, I don't know, it's just so fascinating. Like, maybe each of us contain this message inside of us, but maybe somebody would feel like it would be harder to get their message out. I don't know. It's just an interesting thought on the connection between what's happening internally and what's happening externally, and how my message is received based on my physical appearance. Like, that's really fascinating to me because I'm just a human being, and as I age and get older, like, no, I'm not going to do any work. I don't know. Maybe I will someday, but for what it is right now, this is it. My hair is graying, like I'm getting wrinkles. It's just part of the process. And I'm in this in-between stage right now where I still look young enough that people don't take me seriously. But then when I open my mouth, boom. I'm just kidding. No, but it's been a really interesting experience because I think that I've been confused in myself because I put a lot of weight on how people outside of me felt about me. And I realize now that most of that is like just subconscious reactions to my physical appearance and has absolutely nothing to do with what's going on inside of me and how I believe the world is and what I want to do with my life. And so I don't know, when it comes to physical appearance, like I like to think of it as like something to play with. Like, I love to perceive this experience as it's the facade. Like, this meat suit is the costume that I wear in this life. And I can really dive deep into the costume and wear whatever interesting things, like this shirt or whatever, but the message that's inside is like it has something to do with the physical appearance, because my awakening in this lifetime has to do with the fact that at some point I realized that what people outside of me perceive about me and what voice I have inside is disconnected. And so there were periods of time where I gave more weight to that external experience and sought worthiness and validation from my peers. And I realized over time, like, my peers change, but what never changes is what's inside of me. And I live with that every day for the entirety of my life. And I have really grown to love that part of me. And I've really grown to be discerning of external opinions. That's a good way to say it. Excuse me. Because those change. And what changes in me, what's in me changes too. But there is like a solid felt experience that there's an aspect of my experience where I feel I really love myself. I really love myself. I love my connection to my higher self. It's like, it shows me that like life is like a little game, but the game is not to get ahead. The game is to become a freer version of myself inside, meaning to manage like the parts of myself that give space for fear unnecessarily, and be able to see that fear as it arises, and to be able to hold myself inside and be like, it's okay, everything is okay right now. And what you can control, you can control. I've got all the skills to take care of what needs to be done. And anything else I can let go, because it's not in my jurisdiction to control. So I can just let it go. And so the things that exist inside my mind are deeply profound to me. And then my external projection of who I am is like either kind of like colorful and playful, and people see that and they think that there's nothing serious there. I don't know. That's what it seems like sometimes. And the other side of me is like highly intellectual and numbers and like thoughtful words and stuff like that. And then even that I'm letting go. Like the process of stream of consciousness, which is what this is allowing the experience to flow through me without judgment in the moment. Now, as soon as I put this on the internet, now I open it up for the possibility for judgment from others and myself, you know. But the stream of consciousness in the moment as it comes through, there's no judgment. And so what you're witnessing from me is a purely authentic expression of what is coming through me in this moment. And it's a beautiful thing, because in this moment, like, it feels good to my heart to be able to express myself. And, you know, we go throughout our day experiencing our internal world and then interacting with people who only experience our external world, the part of us that we don't see very often, and that we carry a lot of shame for because we don't see it. We're not walking around with a mirror all the time like we do with the phone stuff now, more than usual, more than we used to. But it means it's so much more important to let go of the external opinions, the opinions of others towards us, because there's a whole rich experience that is happening that nobody but yourself is connected to. And that is the most important connection. What happens externally is just how we function in the world, in the aspect that we have to share. The parts of our experience that we work together to create something bigger, that aspect is, we do have to share, and we do have to understand how we're perceived by others, but only that, like, the foundation is the internal experience. So whatever your internal experience is, that should be what your main focus is. And so if your thoughts and your actions are in alignment with you loving yourself inside, then that will express itself outside. And you don't have to worry. If people don't like who you are outside, release, surrender. don't try to force it. Don't try to be chosen by people who are caught in something that is not in alignment with you. It's not good or bad. There's no villain. There's no victim. None of that. The sooner that you can close out cycles of for and against, like, the better. I get on lots of topics. I have a lot of things inside of me that will come out over time, and some of them when I have conversations with people, it comes through. But when it's just me solo talking to a camera, it's different. Some of my experience, some of my message is meant to come through in conversation with people. So I have this. I need like some interviews. I need to have like an interview situation. And yeah. But so far, I kind of feel like that's what I feel for today. Just reflections on being clear about my internal experience versus the external experience, and then the external experience broken down into how I perceive myself from an external perspective, looking in a mirror like this, or looking in the mirror of another person, which that's an interesting one, because as soon as I see someone else as a mirror, I have to remember that their perception and opinion of what I am is filtered through their belief system. So, I notice, like, if I encounter a stranger and that stranger looks like somebody that I used to know, that there's some subconscious part of me that treats them in the way that I would treat that person. And to think about that happening, and the fact that we all do that subconsciously, we don't even realize, like, yeah, we think about like being, that stuff happens. So think about that. Think about how you respond to somebody, felt experience, subconscious, in your interactions in daily life. Feel how you respond to different people, and then understand, like, based on the external categories that we put people in, why does this person remind you of something and an experience that you had previously, and this person has nothing to do with that experience? Can you separate your judgment of this person based on past experience with somebody who is not this person? Can you master your mind in that way to see that even happens? You don't have to do anything about it. Just notice how we react to other people subconsciously before even knowing them. Think about it. All right. I think I'm going to leave it there for today.